Hi, everyone. I'm Summer,
I'm Carrie.
and this is Hopelexia Podcast.
Join us to talk about sex, drugs, and self improvement.
Okay, so I'm finally feeling better after several weeks of just feeling horrific. But now, I have all these projects that have piled up, so I'm like trying to at least make progress on some of them. And I don't know, I'm getting some things done, but it never feels like enough. But I also don't want to overdo it and end up back,
Yeah.
in bed pretty much anytime I'm not working. Yeah, so it's like I keep hearing you in my voice. See, I can't even talk right. I'm so sorry. Your voice in my head telling me to slow down. Like sometimes you have to rest. I'm not good at that, obviously.
I've been pushing really hard at the gym, and I just canceled class today, so I can't. So I stayed in bed an extra 2 hours, and it was glorious.
Nice.
Loved that.
So how is it going at the gym? Are you still enjoying that? Is it still helping you feel better?
Love it. I just pushed really hard yesterday and this last week because I liked the classes, the layout, or not the layout, the template for them. And so I just pushed really hard, and then today I was just I don't think I want to do it today. I'll try again Tuesday. But
try again later, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's been going really good. I'm down 25 pounds, and my blood pressure has been staying really good, and my blood panel that I got was really improved from the last one that I did. So
good. So you're seeing results.
Yeah,
getting healthier. That's good.
Very excited. I had to order new clothes today though because my pants don't fit anymore.
That's always the worst part. It's I feel like we should just be given clothes.
I agree.
Like my punishment for your punishment for doing all of these things to make yourself healthier is that your clothes don't fit and you have to spend money to replace them. Kind of sick joke is this?
Thankfully, Old Navy was having a sale today for the next 3 days, and everything's 40% off. And I was like,
we love a good sale.
I got $200 worth of clothes for $100, and I was like, yes, please. I need things because I need them for work. Because my pants don't fit, and I need them for the gym because my stretchy leggings don't fit anymore. Not because they're stretched out, but just because I'm not the right size for it. It's a pain in the butt.
It is. I don't have a problem with my clothes not fitting anymore right now. My problem is clothes don't last long enough. I am personally offended right now that I realized I only own one t-shirt that doesn't have a hole in it, and all my yoga pants are really thin and have holes in them, and they're only 2 years old. I looked back at when I bought them. Yeah, I mean, why the hell? I wasn't going to last forever.
My favorite pair of leggings that I have were from Old Navy, and I've had them for 2 or 3 years, and I have one little tiny hole in the knee just from going to the gym, which doesn't bother me because I can just sew that up or something. But they discontinued the type of leggings, and I'm pissed.
Why is it always when you find one that's your favorite, then they discontinue it?
They had 4 pairs of them, and I wore them for years, but I guess they were lasting too long, so people weren't buying them. And Old Navy was they're not selling, so we should discontinue.
It's because fuck you, capitalism.
Just want my leggings.
Right? Oh my god. Well, I did get a half a dozen flannel shirts the other day. My oldest son, I was over at his house, and he's they're too big for him because he's a very tiny person, very tall and skinny, and so they're way too big for him. And so he offered to give them to me, and I'm like, why do you have so many flannel shirts that are way too big for you? Because I'm surely you didn't buy things that are 2 sizes too big, right? They were my grandpa's, the one who died a couple years ago. So I will now be living in these. So and they're nice, the nice thick flannels we had in the 90s. They're not the new thin ones. So they should last for years. So at least these will last a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't figured out yet how to get them to just let me wear them to work. I don't think I'm going to be able to sell that one, but other than that, I will live in them.
I wear mine to work, but my position's not high up. I don't even really go to the office. So.
Well, I can definitely wear these on my work from home days, even if I have, what do you call them? Virtual meetings. Yeah, I think I can get by with it because you can't tell that it's not, a nicer fabric or whatever. But yeah, I think on the days I still go into the office 1 day a week. I don't think I can sell that.
My supervisor literally does not care. I go up in there with baggy jeans on, Docs, flannel, and like a t-shirt on, no makeup, hair in like a ponytail, and she was like, "How's it going?" I'm like, "I'm here." She literally never says anything about my outfit.
Well, we got an email last week, dress code reminders. So
I
I
think
think I should wait for a minute before I start pushing the limits.
yeah, I think because I know at like the office I work out of, there were people wearing like leggings and like flip flops like on the hotter days, and like you can't wear open toe shoes or leggings because that's not like professional. I mean, neither are baggy jeans, but they're like nice jeans with no holes in them. Like they don't have anything like messed up with them, but they're not leggings. So like even I know better than to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I don't know. I think they should just be happy that we're getting anything done.
brutal. And I know people are wearing like pajamas for like their virtual meetings. So if I'm wearing, I wear like t-shirts and cardigans.
I mean, I guess I have worn quote unquote pajamas, but it's basically a house dress that looks exactly like 3 of the professional shirts that I own. So you can't tell what it is. And I've got a cardigan over it. So
I wear like t-shirts and cardigans because I'm not dressing up for a virtual meeting.
No, me either. At one point, I think it's still here somewhere. I have a designated cardigan here somewhere that I just leave right here in front of the phone. Because I have a phone stand here, and then I have one in the back because I've got the couch in the back of the van. And so I've got a phone stand in each place. So wherever I feel like I want to sit at the moment to work. And so I've got a wrap and a cardigan that just sit here so I can take my meetings.
I have a flannel that I keep at my desk just for like the colder days, and then I have like a really thick cardigan that I keep with me, and I wear both of them up to the office. Like those are the only 2 things I need.
Right? Yeah. I don't know. Usually on my work from home days, I'm just wearing like a tank top or something. So I have to throw something on before the meetings.
If I don't have meetings that day, I'm wearing like a tank top with no bra and like sweatpants. So like if nobody's gonna see me,
Right.
I keep my camera turned off with a little slider thing so nobody knows. It's fine.
My only problem is I used to do that, and that's how I got started just leaving the cardigan where I'm working at, is because my direct supervisor will just call me sometimes randomly in between her meetings, and I'm sitting here like, oh my God, I need a shirt to put on.
I keep them by my desk too for that reason. But if I don't have anything scheduled, no bra, t-shirt and sweatpants every day.
Works. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We should be comfortable. I know I'm more productive when I'm comfortable.
Same. I did start doing like what our friend told me to do, like wearing tennis shoes and stuff, like even when I'm working from home, because then my brain is like, oh, gotta do things. And that's helped a lot too.
That is helping. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because I used to just be like barefoot or like in house shoes or whatever, and I would just sit there and like not do anything. And I don't know if it's just because I didn't feel like I was at work. I don't know, but as soon as I put like shoes on, like actual shoes, like socks, shoes, my brain's like, we're at work now.
Unfortunately, my brain doesn't work that way, but I'm glad it works for you. Definitely keep doing it.
ADHD meds helps you. So.
Yeah, so about that, I still haven't made that appointment. I've tried to call.
I'm going to call them for you.
Yeah.
Are you just calling like your regular doctor, or are you going to go to like the clinic?
The clinic is my regular doctor.
Well, there's like an ADHD clinic in the city, and that's like all they do is specialize in that.
Oh, no. I go to the doctor down in the Choctaw Nation Clinic in Agabo.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
The ADHD clinic is virtual, so you never have to like go in there. And they set up your testing for it. Is like kind of expensive. Like it's $200 for the testing just to like get diagnosed, like to make sure. Because I have
to pay them $200 for something I already know. Because I was diagnosed in like 3rd grade. This isn't a mystery.
Well, if you're already diagnosed, I don't know if it's like different. I wasn't officially diagnosed like ever because the
doctor... Well, I can put my hands on those records though. That was damn near 40 years ago.
You might.
Well, I mean, I'm exaggerating. 35 years ago.
You might call and ask because I'd never been officially diagnosed because the doctors didn't think that I did because I didn't present the stereotypical way, which is based on little white boys, and I wasn't a little boy, so I was just like I never shut up for my whole entire life, and that is like a very big sign of it when you have ADHD as a girl, I guess. So, but I did like the computer testing where like it monitors like how well you can pay attention and like remember things, and I failed it miserably.
See, I had the full eval at school and everything, in third grade, I guess at the end of third grade over the summer or whatever. And their solution was, my parents were very anti-meds, right? They always have been, they still are. So their solution was, well, she's smart enough and she's above grade level. We're just going to skip fourth grade. So they just stuck me in fifth grade.
That
And it was
doesn't
just
fix
like,
anything.
right. And I'm one of those who could like, I just knew how to game the test, right? Because everything's standardized testing. So I could just like every time you can read a question and there's only 2 of the 4 answers that are even remotely possible. And
Yeah.
if you can, kind of read in the inferences and the way it's worded, you can usually come up with the right answer. So I could score high on the tests even when I had no idea. Like there was a Duke talent search. Duke University did this talent search thing when I was in 7th grade, I think. And what they did was they had like, all these students from all over the place take the ACT test. Why the fuck the ACT? I don't know. But first of all, I was from a family where nobody had been to college at that point.
Mhm.
I didn't know what the ACT test was. Certainly didn't study for it. And I got a 19 when I took it in 7th grade, just because I could read, just
Mhm.
because I understood how to game standardized tests. I didn't know a damn thing about anything they asked me on that test. But because I was scoring so high, see my meandering in this story, because I was scoring so high, everybody was like, she doesn't need anything. There's no interventions needed. She's doing fine.
My mom said they wanted to do that to me in like 1st or 2nd grade. I don't remember, because I was like the same way. Like I was bored all the time in class, and that's why I got in trouble for talking all the time, is because I was bored.
Same. Because I went into kindergarten knowing how to read.
Same.
Okay. Which I
And
did
went to
not know
pre-K,
at the time.
so.
Well, I didn't go to pre-K. We didn't have a local pre-K at that time.
I
That
went to
didn't come
pre-K,
until
and
later.
then my mom has always been a big reader, so she was reading to me in the womb. So I came out just reading. But
See, what I was doing was Holly was 2 years ahead of me, so she was always bringing home books from school. So I was just reading all her books. I don't know how. I have no memory of actually learning how to read.
same.
So I
I
have
just
no idea
did.
how that happened. I just know I was reading at 3, and so I was reading when I went into kindergarten, and I got in so much trouble always because my kindergarten, we had 2 teachers in kindergarten. One of them was horrible, and she hated me. And she would call my mom, and she would complain because I could read the instructions, because they would give you all those worksheets, right? And so I could read the instructions, and so I would read it and do it while she was talking and reading the instructions to the class. So by the time she finished reading the instructions the second time, I'm turning in my paper. And she's complaining to my mom about this, and mom's like, okay, but did she do it right? Well, yeah. Then I don't know what you want me to do. Like I don't know what you're asking from me here. And so then I was always getting in trouble then because she didn't know what to do. I'm like, just give me something to do, because I would start talking to people at my table, right? And so then in 1st grade, I had already, because Holly was bringing home all of her stuff, I used her real name, didn't I? I don't usually do that. Oops. So because she was bringing all that stuff home, I'd already done all the readings, right? So I rushed through them real fast. So she started, first of all, she couldn't get me to stop talking to everybody, because that's just what I do. So she stuck me in a corner and like put a bookcase between me and everybody else. And I would just move the books and talk to people. So she started going over into the 2nd grade and getting their books and bringing them to me, which would keep me busy. But then when I went to 2nd grade, I had already done all that. And so then the 2nd grade teacher was like furious because she didn't know what to do with me, because I had already done all this shit.
Yeah.
And so my mom tried to tell her, well, this is what her 1st grade teacher did. And she said, that's not my job. My job is to teach 2nd grade. And so I just stayed in trouble all year.
Yeah, same. We had in kindergarten, we had this, because I went to not my hometown's like elementary school. I went to the other one in town that you have to live in like a certain like addition to go to, just by chance. And so I went to that one, and our kindergarten had this big like tree house like built in the classroom that had like the upstairs was like bedrooms, and the downstairs was like kitchen and living room, so you could like play house or whatever. And so I would always try to get all of my work done really fast so I could go play in it, because it was my favorite thing in the whole world, because it was so cool to me. It was the best in the whole world. But I would always try to get my stuff done really quick, and I would get in trouble for it because I wasn't listening to them reading the instructions, because I already read it. And so I would get my stuff done, and I would get in trouble, and I always did it right like you did. And I would get in trouble and have to go sit by like the little timeout area, because they thought that I like cheated somehow and like read the teacher's thing. And I was like, but I'm still reading. So like I
Right. What's the
Gosh.
problem?
and like
Right. What's the
gosh.
problem?
And they put us in like these little buckets like for timeout, like those big like buckets with like the like fiber handles or whatever. We had to sit in those.
That was your time out?
Yeah, we had like a wall with like the red, yellow, green like pull off things, and we had them as like gumballs. And if you got like the red gumball, you had to sit in the little bucket for timeout.
You have no idea how much I would have loved them to just stick me in that damn
We
bucket
just
and
like
then I don't have to
snoozing
deal with
around in
anybody. Right. Like I can have I can create my own little world in this bucket and nobody's bothering me. I would have been in timeout all day.
See, I was a social like little kid. Like as much as I don't like being social now, like I freaking loved it as like a kid. Like that's all I wanted to do was like play with the other kids. And so being put in the bucket, I was miserable.
I was definitely more social when I was younger before my PTSD happened. But yeah, I could definitely create my own little world if I was by myself. I was not a kid that understood what bored meant because I could just create my own, I can create my own entertainment.
I get in trouble all the time for like being outside for hours, just like not doing shit, just like playing with like the dogs and like collecting sticks and building houses and making potions out of moss and dirt. Like
You just
it was
described
fun.
my average day.
It was fun and I had a good time. I don't know why they were mad.
I mean, I still do that. That sounds like my whole day here.
Same.
I'm just the scary wood witch out here.
Well, my mom didn't care. It was my grandparents. My mom was like, please go outside and leave me alone. Because if I didn't have any friends to play with that day because the neighborhood kids were like inside or whatever, I bugged her because she's my mom, you know, I gotta bug her.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Before mom went to school, she went back to school when I was 8. So before that, when she was home all the time, it was definitely a household where you got sent outside and locked outside and you weren't allowed to come back in during the day. Yeah.
Like you can come back in when the street lights are on. Like
We would
7 hours from now, Mom.
We never got left out that long because they always came up with work for us to do before that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was definitely you don't come back in until we call you.
Yeah.
So
When we got computers, that sounds like way long time ago. When I say when we got computers, I was allowed to like be inside and play like computer games, and I would play with my mom and her boyfriend, and we would have LAN parties, which makes me feel even older. And I would absolutely demolish my mom and her friends at the computer games because they were like shooter games, and I would just wreck them all as a 7-year-old.
that's funny.
They would get so mad. Like I don't know if you've ever like played games with like 20-something-year-old men, like computer games or video games or whatever. Like they rage anyway when they lose.
Yeah, they act
But the
like
rage they experience when
horrible.
a 7-year-old girl beats them. So good.
Why are men?
I've been asking myself that question a lot lately.
Oh my lord.
Not my fault. I'm just a genius at computer games. I don't know what to tell you.
I will take your word for that. I don't need you to beat me to believe you on that. I promise you will beat me. I haven't played a computer game since I was a kid.
I haven't played on the computer in so long. I just have to play on my Xbox now, and I prefer more games like House Flipper now that I'm currently addicted to. I play for hours every day.
And what do you do in this game?
So
Just see this tells you I don't know what's happening.
You buy houses and flip them and then sell them. That's basically it. Like you buy the houses and you like can renovate the inside of the house and like demolish the walls and build new ones and paint them and decorate them and put all kinds of furniture in them and then sell it.
I feel like that's just going to remind me of all the projects I haven't done in my own house yet.
Oh, it definitely does for me because like in the beginning, like whenever you buy like a new house, whatever, they're absolutely trashed and like so dirty. And I'm like cleaning up the dishes and like the messes in those houses, ignoring the dishes in my room.
I mean, if you ever get the urge to clean maniacally, my house is always open to you.
So I'm gonna do after this. I took my meds this morning, and I usually don't take them on the weekends just to give myself a break. But I took them today just specifically so that I would start cleaning things. So that's my main goal after we finish today.
I did clean up today, which honestly, being in a small space, you don't really have any choice but to clean up. You can't. But also, I've downsized so much. Like, I can no longer be one of those people who only does laundry every other week. Like, I literally don't have that many clothes. I can't leave dishes more than 2 days because if I do, I won't have anything to eat off of or cook with. So downsizing, actually, what I owed has kind of made me
I've tried to do that. Like, I hid most of the dishes in the house, like so we wouldn't use them. So we would stop just leaving dishes everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
but somehow we keep accumulating more cups. Not so much like bowls, plate, like whatever. It's just cups.
They're
There's cups
disappearing.
everywhere. And I don't know how, but I hid most of the dishes so that we would actually like wash them instead of leaving piles everywhere, which has helped. It's just gotta tackle the cups now. Just give everybody one cup. That's it.
You know, when I had 5 kids in my house, I did. That's what I did. I had actually, I think I have one of those sets here. So I got those sets of dishes, those of kids' dishes. Okay, I happen to have some sitting right here because I bought them to take camping. Right, so they each have the different colors, and each person got their one color, and so everybody had one plate and one bowl and one cup. And if you didn't wash your dishes, then I'm sorry. I guess you're gonna have to do that now before you eat dinner.
We tried to do that last summer, like when Target was selling their like Pride collection, like plates and cups and stuff, and we were gonna do that, and then we just didn't because there's 3 of us. So we kept all 6 of the colors out just so that we would all have like 2 plates and 2 cups. But we've somehow accumulated more cups. We still only have like those plates and like 6 bowls out, just so everybody has like 2. But we have so many cups, and I don't know.
So where are all the cups coming from? Is somebody that lives in your house just like a cup thief that steals cups everywhere they go and brings them home?
I don't know. Because like we have like those old like the plastic like cups or whatever that you got at like Rib Crib or like Hertz or whatever. We have a bunch of those, and I thought that we put them up, but I guess they just stayed out. So, and then we have cups from like other restaurants that we have accumulated, and like tumblers for like water. We have so many. I have like 1 water bottle that I use now just for like my water, and then I have like 2 other cups in here. One of them is for watering the plants, so that doesn't count. The other one I had lemonade in, so I put that in the kitchen. I don't know how we got to this point.
I don't either, but that's okay. That's okay.
Fine. This is what
All
happened.
right.
But 2 people with ADHD together.
Right? It's just normal to us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And to be sure you never miss an upload, make sure you turn your notifications on. And please come join us on social media so we can continue these conversations in between episodes. You'll find us at Hypoxia Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.